So what can I say to you?
EJ, don't forget
When
to
I
check the
lost it,
cornbread.
had to fall back. You got everybody
EJ.
thinking I'm all bad. You know the truth. I was always holding you down. You down. Baby. Ain't what it seems for this girl. What is love? Love, what is love? You believe in it for two.
Yo, what it do, man? This is your boy Floyd Hope Jr., North End Floyd, the popular introvert, man. This is the Kickback Podcast. This is episode 193, featuring Chef Delilah Johnson, Urban Roots. Um, Let me start off by saying I had eventually got into gardening this year, and I've been talking about it, but somebody had inspired me, and I was seeing a post and seeing a videos, and it just inspired me to grow my own stuff and just I don't know, it was just a feeling inside that said, okay, let's do this. And I've been wanting to have on the show, and I finally got on the show. So, how you doing? What's going on?
I'm fine. I'm blessed to be here. Thank you for having me.
Why don't you introduce yourself for everybody out there that's watching this?
My name is Delilah Johnson. I'm from Lake Charles, Louisiana. I've been here in
Okay.
Beaumont 21 years. I've been a chef for over 15 years. I have 4 kids, a husband, and we have our community garden in hopes to one day have a farmers market all the time, and to have we want to start a farm to table uh type restaurant theme in the Pear Orchard area. So we're working on that. We're working on it.
Okay. All right. We had a little difficulty. We was talking good before the show, and then all of a sudden it started kind of breaking up. There you go. Somebody was calling you.
No, not just now. I don't know what's going on with it. Is it work?
Nah, it's good. It's good. It's good. It's
Okay.
good now.
Yeah,
I
what was
didn't know you was from Lake. I didn't know you was from Lake Charles. I thought you was from here.
I'm from Lake Charles, Louisiana, born and raised. I got family from Ville Platte. We got family in New Rose,
Okay.
Louisiana. My grandfather was a Blackfoot Indian, part of the
Okay.
Choctaw tribe, all that stuff. So, yeah, it's another story behind that.
Okay. That's what's up. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us can't really go back that far. Like we gotta start doing our research and
Oh
to
yeah,
understand who we really is. You know.
oh
A lot of
yeah,
people don't. We don't. A lot of people don't even go back to their great grandparents and stuff.
yeah,
Past that, it's like they don't know.
yeah. We don't teach our kids about that. But my mom's dad was actually called the medicine man in Louisiana. And I didn't find that out until I started getting into gardening and started getting into uh, who I really was. Because as a indigenous and as a colored culture, we don't know who we are. So when you don't know who you are, there's some things you're scared to do. And so living on the land and gardening, that was just already in my blood and my DNA, because my grandmother was also on a reservation. My mom's great grandmother, she was on a reservation. She later on left the reservation later on in life.
Okay.
But it's our birth given right to grow, to take dominion over the land.
What inspired you? You said it was in your blood, but what inspired you to like really just jump into like gardening?
One day I was talking to someone I met, and we both had the vision of wanting to start a community garden and to grow stuff. And that was the first part of it. But then my son was born with sickle cell anemia, and
Mm.
healthy eating was another way to help him. And then I dealt with another experience where a classmate of mine, Anthony,
Mm-hmm.
he ended up getting murdered near his house, and I was really angry about it. And I was like, what can I do? And all I could do is just dig in the dirt. I mean, you can't go and hurt anybody. You can't do anything else about it. So I put a lot more time and energy into helping build the community of our young children,
Mm-hmm.
because we actually lost him but we actually also lost the young men that
Yeah.
played a part in what happened to him. And so that was a shock, a major shock to our community and our black culture to
So when
see.
you, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but when you
Yeah,
first
yeah.
started, was it a lot of trial and error when you first got into
Well,
it?
there was a lot of there was a lot of trial and error, but if you never start, you'll never do it. So you can't be scared of or leery of trial and error, because if you don't get started, you'll never start it. I mean, we can talk about it all day long. Of course, we got trials and error, we got the heat, we got
Yeah.
the understanding of it. But the best thing to do is educate yourself. So I ended up taking a master gardener's class. I was the only person of my skin color in that class. My first day to class, it was like, "Can we help you?" I said, "Yeah, look my name
Really?
there. Look my name right there on that table. That's
Really?
my tag." I got I, I got called girl in class and all kind of other stuff. Some people didn't want to speak to me, but we eventually grew on each other. But I was the only person of my color in that class at that time, and I learned so much. And I started building relationships with the master gardener class in Orange County. And so I got I got certified to be a master gardener, and then later on in life, years down the road, I joined the board with USDA. I'm the only
Mhm.
person of my color on the board with USDA. So we help make decisions for farmers that want to get funding and stuff like that as well.
How big is that to be the only person of color in those type of rooms?
You have to learn how to listen and write everything down and operate out of humility, because you don't want to give anybody a reason to throw you out, because as a
Mhm.
black woman, as black women, we are passionate, and sometimes people take that for us being angry. So those meetings are like 4 hours
Mhm.
long, 4 hours long. And so just sitting there, it's a whole nother world that I never experienced before. So I'm also certified as a farmer. I'm certified as a urban farmer. So I'm a chef, an urban farmer, and I also sit on the board with USDA now for Orange County and Jefferson County. And we're in election season right now. So
Okay. Okay.
there's a whole council, like city council. There's a council for USDA that make decisions that nobody knows anything about. But you have to have your form number to be a part of that. Your land has to be registered. Your land has to be registered as farmland, and you have to be
Okay.
active growing on it and stuff to be a part of all that.
How do you get your land registered like as farmland? Does it have to like fit a certain criteria or like how does that go?
You have to you have to already be working on your land, and you have to go to your local USDA office on College Street and apply for a farm number.
Okay.
You have to turn in crop reports. There's a lot of different things you have to do, but it's possible. You could take a small piece of land in the urban area, because I'm considered an urban farmer, not
Mhm.
a farmer way back in the back there in Cheeks and China like the other people, but I'm considered as a urban farmer.
Okay.
So you go to the local USDA office and apply for your farm number. But you also have to have the deed to your land, or be leasing the land from the person. You have to have your paperwork.
Okay. Did becoming a chef, did that influence you to what you plant and grow because you're a chef now and you're a gardener, a master gardener. So does that play a part to what you cook and all that? So
It's a way of life for us, because we also make our own medicines at home. So
Mhm.
being a chef, I later on became a gardener after that. Really, during the time that COVID happened, that
Mhm.
was really even more inspiring, because we couldn't get anything that we needed. And so that inspired me, along with my son, like I said, having sickle cell anemia. That inspired me as well to do that. And just learning that we are entitled to grow. God put us here to grow on the land. That is our birthright to grow. I don't like to hear people say, well, I don't have a green thumb or this and that, or I cannot grow anything. You cannot say that because in the Bible, it talks about how the plants and the trees are living and moving and breathing. Where do we get oxygen from?
Hmm.
Our plants.
Yep.
So being a chef and gardening and all this stuff, it all goes together for me.
Yeah, when I first met you, that's one thing you kept telling me is a birthright to, saying, get into gardening and to grow things, and that kind of stuck with me because it was like, I never heard that before. So like hearing that is kind of like it's inspiring me to tell. It's telling me like, okay, this is something that you should have been doing, not should have been doing, but this is,
Right.
yeah, this is not new to you. I mean, you deserve to do something like this. Um, but like when I first met you, like I said, when I first seen you, like I seen like the videos and I seen the pictures, and I think I was seeing like you was greens and cabbage, and you was holding this
Yeah.
big stuff, and I was like, man, I wanna do something like that. And then I seen you at the 409 Media Mixer, and and then when I met you and I was talking to you, and I just felt to the like, okay, let me see if he's paying attention or if he's just somebody that's just saying or just conversating just to have a conversation. So I felt that vibe from you, but um, like I said, you had inspired me. So when you gave me those seeds, I was like, okay, yes, this is the start to finally, get into the game and stop thinking and wishing and
Right.
wondering and imagining how it can go. And I thought, and I did it with my daughter, and that's something that I wanted to do too, is to get my daughter out there at a young age and inspire her to eventually, when she get older, maybe start her garden and when she get older and say, yeah, me and my dad did this when we was younger. So I still have a lot of those seeds, and I tell people all the time too when they say I don't know what to start, I don't know what to plant, and so I'll be like, look, I got some seeds I can give you to help you start because that's what you gave me to help me start. So it's kind of like I'm like passing the torch or something.
Yeah, well, when I finally got to meet you, my heart was turning hard because we had been doing this for 6 years. The first 3 years, we did not have any running water out there.
Mm.
We were literally bringing water in on our head. That cabbage that you see me
Mm-hmm.
holding, that was literally blood, sweat, and tears. Because you cut yourself outside, you're gonna bleed in the ground. You
Mm-hmm.
sweat, your blood, your sweat gonna go to the ground. You cry, your tears go to the ground. So it was a lot of blood, sweat, and tears literally put into growing that stuff. The first 3 years, we did not have any running water out there. And
Mm.
so in the third year, I looked up at the sky and I said, Lord, well, how much longer I'm gonna do this like this? Because
Mm.
you have other obligations at home that you got to take care of
No
first.
doubt. No doubt.
Let me make that clear to everybody. You know, you have to take care of home first. The
Mm-hmm.
garden is just a second place for us. It's away from our house. It's not even nowhere near our house. And so I looked up in the sky and I said, well, Lord, how much longer I gotta do this? I said, I need you to get somebody to help me get running water, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so I heard God say, when you learn to conserve. And I looked at the ground and I was pouring 1 cup of water at a time on all the plants out there.
Wow.
And I say, oh my God, it's been 3 years and I learned how to conserve. It does not take a lot of water to plant and grow stuff.
Yeah.
Why people never get started because they think it's hard, but it's not. But when I met you, like I said, my heart was getting hard because it was so much that happened in those 6 years when you asked me about hardship.
Mm-hmm.
It's some things I can't even talk about because of my humility. I'm not going to say out of humility. You still have to show humility and kindness to people because some of them same people may have to come back and get some medicine or some food. And I'm not going to turn them down. But it was a lot of hardship. And so when I met you, like I said, it softened my heart up because I got to see you actually plant something and grow it. Because when I was there at that mixer, I said if I could get one person to grow, I'll be happy. And mind you, it had already been 6 years that we have been working like dogs out there,
Hmm.
and I never seen anybody do what you did. And the seeds that I gave you, those okra seeds grew out of transmodification. And transmodification is when a scientist takes a two male seeds
Hmm.
and try to make a plant. Can two men have a baby? No. Can two women have a baby? No.
Hmm.
So they're doing that same thing with our food. That's why we have cancer. That's why we have mental illness, because they're messing with our food. That's why people say, I want non GMO, because it doesn't have the chemicals and the hardship of the chemicals. So the okra that I gave you, it was from me learning how to break transmodification and
Yeah.
learning about transmodification. They took two male seeds and made one okra with it. And when you eat that, it has no nutrients in it. It doesn't even have seeds, just like seedless watermelon.
Yeah.
That's not healthy for you. So I was like, how can I break transmodification? So you go into this Dr. George Washington Carver mode, and you're like, okay, if I take that one seed that came out of that one piece of okra, put it in the ground, you're going to grow another okra plant that's going to grow a whole bunch. And when you open it up, it's going to have all the seeds, because you can't undo what God did. You
Hmm.
see what I'm saying? Just like when some people think two men can have a baby and they can't. You got to have a woman and a man. You can't undo what God did.
Yeah.
You have to have a male and a female to grow the food that we grow. But they do transmodification to it. And when you eat that food that's transmodified, it has zero nutrients in it.
Yeah.
So that seed, those seeds that I gave you were a part of that transmodification project. And to see what you did, it softened my heart up again, because my heart over 6 years has started to get hard. It was almost hard until I met you, and you went and grew. And then I said, well, wait a minute. Homeboy got a seating area out here. I see all this stuff just growing like the Garden of Eden.
Yeah.
And
That's
that,
my little chill spot.
yes, and that's what urban gardening is about. It's not about me and what I have at Urban Roots. I could care less about it just being me, or me, the first person trying to start something or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not the first, and I won't be the last. But what you showed me is what it's gonna look like when everybody else catch on to what you did.
Hmm.
I was able to reach you with the seeds I had, so you got seeds left over, so you gonna
I
give
do.
somebody else, and you gonna keep growing, and it's gonna grow and grow. That's what I was trying to get people to see for 6 years. What you did.
So for 6 years now, you have your own farmers market coming October the 25th. So how do you feel about that, and what's that all about?
I feel like I want to see the same thing happen like it happened with you. That people see that we cannot have this farmers market unless everybody come together, unless the community agrees on it, and that's how you keep a dollar circulating in the community. Not per se just the black community, but in that neighborhood, you will actually see the money circulate, because whatever money I get, I'm gonna pour it into whatever I gotta pour it into.
Hmm.
And all these people that are coming to be vendors, people are gonna come from the north end, the south end, west end, South Park, everywhere. And that's the community building itself. And so that's what I hope to see. I hope to see the same growth that I seen in you, that everybody understand that I'm not making it just about me and my family, but I'm
Hmm.
making it about the community, because the government is already pulling programs. So if they pull other programs, can we survive with us borrowing from each other or trading with each other? I want to show everybody that you can grow, you can trade, and we can eat healthy food together.
Yeah,
So
I seen somebody say they had tagged me in the post, and they was like, "Hey Floyd, if you grow this such and such and I grow such and such, let's trade." And I was like, "Okay." I think that's the whole purpose. Like, you know what I'm saying, as far as trading, like you grow this, we grow that, everybody trade. But how do you like, and so I'm going to say this, like some of our communities have like it's like a food desert. It's like really like no grocery stores around, or the grocery store might not be up to par to how you want it. So how do you feel as far as like the community gardens? How can it help the community as far as like growing things because things are getting expensive.
Yeah, things been expensive for a while. Or cheap.
Yeah,
You can buy one pack of seeds and feed the whole community. Like literally. Like the fish and the bread in the Bible is the
yeah,
same concept. I feel that if everyone just catch on like you did, it'll become contagious, and then we wouldn't have to worry about what we had, what we didn't have. The only time me and my children eat watermelon is in the summertime, because
okay,
anything else after that, that's GMO. That's nothing but chemicals. You got to be cautious of what you eat. So I would hope to see the community, just everyone just do it. It's gonna take everyone to do it.
yeah.
I might not be as good at growing tomatoes, but you may master it. You may
Yeah.
surpass me. So I know I could go get some tomatoes from Florida, because I'm gonna get
Yeah,
some okra. So that's what I'm hoping to see. Gardens in different areas, just people wanted to learn about it, and getting our children to wake up, because our children are in the zombie apocalypse.
mm,
They're not zombies like the real zombies you see on the
yeah,
movie.
yeah.
They're zombies in their mind because they move slow, they think slow, they don't do anything, they're on
Mm-hmm,
the games all the
mm-hmm,
time. And so if you can get somebody outside, you don't have to worry about taking vitamin D and all this other stuff.
yeah,
But I would like to impact our young children as well, because this Zen generation, they're different. They're
yeah,
smarter, but they're different. They're not paying attention. They'll be on their phone and walk right off of a cliff. So
yeah,
um, I'd like to see them grow as well too, because they're the next generation. They're
yeah.
the ones behind us.
And that's why I like to like it when I go out there, like instead of watering the plants and stuff, I make my daughter do it. So I'd be like, come on, let's go out there, let's water the plants. So I get her involved in little ways so she can get outside and get some sun, and sometimes I'll be sitting in the house and I'll look out the window and I'll see her out there sitting in a chair, just out there chilling. And I'm like, okay, yeah, this is something nice for her that I think, she might not see it now, but later on in life, she can like, okay, like, she could find that inspiration from what she was doing with me and her and all that. And she's gonna be out there at the October the 25th at the farmers market and stuff. And so I'm really behind this. Like I didn't hit up a few council members so they can,
Yeah.
go through and support it, and because I think like this is something big, and I think we need something like this in like the north end, south end, the Pearl Archer, like you said, South Park. I
Hmm.
think like we need a lot more of these. And
Right.
like as far as you inspiring me, like I just hope to inspire like somebody else or whatever. And I just tell them like it's just trial and error. Like, it's a few things that I tried to plant and it didn't grow or whatever. And but it's some things that I have planted and grown. And like you said, like and for me, like planting stuff, like it's some things that I don't eat, but I planted it anyway because it might be somebody else out there that eat it. Like with cucumbers, I don't eat them.
Right.
But my mom was like, my dad, like your dad loves cucumbers, so when you have cucumbers, just save them from him. And I was like, okay, all right. So that inspires me to grow stuff that I might not eat, that
Right.
somebody else might like, and I could just give that to them because like it's not just for me doing it. And one of my questions was gonna be like as far as like with mental health, like improving mental health, and like with gardening and just going out there chilling, like mentally that is like it's like therapeutic for me because I go out there, I chill, I could think, it's calming for me, and that's why I said that I take it more serious than probably I don't know the people you talk to, but uh like when I was talking to you, like yeah, I wanted to garden, but I also thought it was something peaceful for me to do. Like I could go
Right.
out there and I could plant, I could put my hands in the dirt, I could just sit out there, I could read a book if I want to, I could dance, I could or whatever, and it's a big deal for me. It's just not like a phase because it was something I've been wanting to do, but when I seen you, it was like the light bulb clicked.
Yeah, we have to make time for that, and we have to get back to something called slow
Mm-hmm.
cooking. slow eating, slow cooking,
Yes.
get back at the table with each other and sitting down and spending time talking to each other. Don't be in the next room and we in the same house and I'm texting you and asking you what you doing, or
Yes.
what it's
Yeah.
time to eat and everybody eating in their bedroom or eating on another side of the house.
Yeah.
We need to learn how to spend more time with each other outside and doing more things with each other. I mean, we were create I can't stress it enough. We were created to grow. This is like the biggest gift that God left us with. And just grounding, like taking your shoes off and walking
Mm-hmm.
on the grass with no shoes on. Make sure there's no dog poop or nothing
Yeah,
around,
for sure.
or nothing that you can step on. But I meet a lot of people that talk about they have vertigo, or they get up and they're dizzy, or their blood pressure is up and stuff like that. That's because gravity has caught up with us, because we're actually moving right now, but we can't feel it because we're in this shell of a earth. But you ever got up in the morning and you like, whoa, wait a minute, something is moving extra.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
you, we have to do grounding. We have to reconnect with the earth. When you were born, you didn't have shoes on your feet.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to reconnect with all the elements in the ground, because your body is made up of iron, copper, and zinc, and a whole bunch of other minerals. But you can only get through to those minerals through eating fruits and vegetables. You can't get it from all the processed food, because that's fake food.
Yeah.
So your body can't process that. So we have to get in the habit of reconnecting with the earth, like getting outside again and getting this vitamin D. When I was a kid, I can't remember ever needing vitamin D, because
Yeah.
soon as the rooster crowed in Louisiana, we were outside until Mama said come eat, and then we go outside again till it's time for dinner. We played outside. Kids don't play outside anymore like they used to.
Uh, yeah, and that was another thing I was gonna say as far as as far as like, the younger kids and stuff. It's like now they're more inside, and like you said, back in the days we was always outside. We really didn't have like social media. We didn't have like
Mm,
video games,
right,
so
right.
we spent a lot of time outside playing, and most of the time our parents had to kind of look for us to bring us back inside.
That's right.
So it's a little different now. It's a little harder now, and sometimes, like I said, sometimes it's a challenge getting my daughter to come out there, but she'll go out there, and I think as she gets older, it's just something different for her to experience, and I think like for the farmers market, I think like like I said, I'm behind it 100%, and I hope a lot of parents bring their kids out there so they can see and understand what's going on. But like you said, like back in the days, like our people, like they didn't have grocery stores like that. We had to plant our own stuff. We couldn't go to HEB 200, 300 years ago or whatever. And, or, when we first got put on this earth, we was growing our own crops and stuff. So,
Oh yeah,
um,
most definitely. And right now we have our pumpkins planted, and
mhm.
so those are seeds from 2 years ago that we had. So
Okay.
in October you'll see like real pumpkins out there growing from out of the ground. We'll have our collard greens, mustard greens, cabbage. We'll also have broccoli, and I think we're gonna plant turnip bottoms out there.
Turnip bottoms. What's
Yeah,
turnip bottoms? I ain't heard
yeah.
that.
We're gonna have those also. It's like they're white and kind of purple, have purple lines on them, and you can,
Oh, yeah. I think I know
yeah,
what you're talking about.
yeah. They're real bitter, but bitter is always better for you. Like it lowers your blood pressure, it keeps
Okay.
your insulin level the way it needs to be kept. So I'm excited about that, because people get to be outside and actually get homemade items from people. So right now we have like 19 vendors. And so we're hoping
Oh.
to have 22 vendors. And we'll be having like a vendors meeting on Monday at 6 p.m. at the John Theodore Library
Mm-hmm.
on Fournette. So I mean, anybody is welcome to come. We're also gonna provide like a light dinner, because I know around 6 o'clock it's time for people to eat and then they're
Mm-hmm.
ready to go home. So it's a meeting for the vendors and people in the community that want to come out, that want that want to have some input on it,
Yeah.
because we can't do this farmers market by ourselves. We can't do it without the community. So this is a community thing, and I want people to understand that the community runs the community. I mean, we have city council members and we have other people like the chief of police and all these other people and the
Mm-hmm.
mayor. But as a community, we run our own community. We set the tone for our own community. And if we set the tone where we're going to have farmers markets and healthier things in the community, that's what we will have. But if you set the tone for, I've never seen so much trash in Beaumont in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Even on this side of town, I see a lot of trash. So we have to set the tone for our communities, and that's really what the farmers market is about, coming
Yeah.
together as a
Yeah,
community.
we definitely need to show up, not just on. A lot of people, they like to show up on social media. They like to voice their opinion on social media, and most of the time I tell them like, look, you got to show up. You got to show up to these meetings. You got to show up outside. You got to be present. You just can't just say it on social media. But for the okay, so fall season is approaching, and you said the things as far as cabbage, uh, mustard greens, collard greens, broccoli. Um, what's some other things that somebody, if somebody's like just getting into gardening, because I thought a lot of people was telling me like you started too late, like and doing all that, and you told me you was like, no, you didn't start late or whatever, and I didn't know they had a fall season. Like, I was new to this, so I'm like, okay, maybe I did start late. Maybe I had to wait till uh May or something.
No, you're starting a whole different conversation. In the Bible, it talks about we will not know the seasons anymore. And for I know for sure for 20 decades, over 20 years, they have been programming the weather. The weather is programmed.
Mm-hmm.
You ever heard of something called cloud seeding?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's a real process that happens, and so the weather has shifted. How much rain have we got this year? Too much.
Yeah, we got a lot of rain.
Too much.
Yeah.
So you literally have to and put your hand in the air
Mm-hmm.
to feel inside of you what you need to be planting, because the seasons are not the seasons anymore.
Yeah.
And so when you planted, you already knew inside of yourself that it was time to plant that. And that's what happens when you connect to the earth. You will learn from the earth. The earth will teach you to respect it and to mind it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So just like we got that snow wasn't normal, man.
Yeah, I
Snow
know.
was like
That's no.
styrofoam.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say too much because I don't want the show cut, but
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, for
that
sure.
snow was not right. Something
Yeah.
wasn't right about that. And so you were on time. You have to, when you're planting, you have to know within yourself when to plant. But of course, if it's freezing cold outside, I
Yeah.
mean, come on, you're not gonna plant no tomatoes or nothing like that. But there was still time for you to plant what you had to plant, and you proved it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You you proved it. Sometimes you can't listen to people, especially people that hadn't planted before. How you gonna listen to them?
I know, because I was saying like, I was like, you got a garden? No, I don't got no garden, but my grandma had it. I'm like, okay,
Okay,
well, you didn't have no garden, so
okay, okay. I gotta show you something because you didn't earn your stripes. You
Yeah.
you didn't got a stripe on your members only. You got a members only jacket now per se.
Yeah, for sure. I can't. Yeah, I'm like, okay, you don't have no garden, but you telling me you okay? All right, that's
Yeah,
cool. So
this weather is not like it used to be, and it states that in the Bible, but it's because of the refineries, the global warming, all the
yeah,
concrete we got and stuff. You have to feel it. You have to know within yourself what to do. And like I said, for some people say how to get started. Just do it.
yep.
Just do it. Just
Um,
get it done.
what did you do as far as like when the weather is like unpredictable like that? Like, how do you like when it snowed? Like, what did you do with your garden? Did you cover it up and like
We
how did you?
we covered it up, but we also allowed the snow to hit some of it because mustard greens and collard greens are hardy. Like carrots,
Mm-hmm.
you need to plant you some carrots, man.
Yeah.
Plant carrots, you're gonna love it. But carrots like the cold weather, and mustard greens do as well because they're hardy plants. And so when the snow hits the carrots, it makes them sweeter. It's like some
Mm.
type of defense mechanism where it gets sweeter. I can't explain it to you, but I know
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
And so we just covered it up. We covered up some of the things and some of it we didn't. But like I said about that snow was so different. Some of my plants turned black. So what you do is you let it die back into the ground, and it may come back next year, or you use it as fertilizer to the ground. Because if you grow something and it dies back, it's going back into the ground. It's gonna make oxygen for one,
Hmm.
and it's gonna fertilize the ground like you need it fertilized. And so we were not able to get our high tunnel this year because we lost one of those grants. And even with us having when DE and I came into play, we lost three of our grants this year. This was the
Damn.
year where we were supposed to have three grants. We lost all three of them. We lost the one from Prairie View, Texas A&M.
Hmm.
We lost the one from USDA, and I lost another one I had. And so we just covered it up with plastic.
Yeah.
It does not take much to do what you need to do. You can get old wood and grow stuff. I mean,
Mm.
um, you just do what you can do. And so in the wintertime, we really didn't grow too much of nothing because we don't have a greenhouse. And so
Yeah.
you just wait for everything to die back and re-till and re-fertilize if you got to. And then you start planting your spring harvest,
Yeah.
like tulips. There's a lot of different things you can plant in the spring. So you just wait for the next season. That's really what we did.
Um, for the people that like that ask the question like how do I start? What I do? Like, what if they have a patio or a small space? Because I think I seen some people say, man, I don't have a yard or whatever. I don't, I stay in an apartment. Um, so what do you say to people like that?
Get a bucket and make sure you when you get that bucket, turn it over, drill some drain holes into that bucket so that the water could drain out, because if you let the water sit in, it'll rot the roots out of the plant.
Mm.
Get the bucket, drill the drain holes, put a few rocks at the bottom, then you put some twigs, then you put your dirt.
Mm.
Depending on what you want to use, you can use topsoil that has everything in it already, or you can add the perlite and the topsoil together. And what the perlite does is those little bitty white little styrofoam
Yeah.
little looking things.
Yep.
It stops the soil from staying too wet. And so just get you some buckets and grow it. I mean,
Yep.
there's no excuses. If scientists can get in the laboratory and start something called transmodification, where they taking two male seeds and two female seeds and growing one plant, what can you do?
Yeah.
That's just like if you want to go do something, you're gonna find a way to do it.
Yeah.
I'm convinced you don't want to do it if you don't do it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
If you want to do it, you gonna find a way to do it, or you
that's
just gonna
right.
talk about it for sure.
That's right. You find a way to do it. And I really, the next year is coming up. And like I said, some people are going to be left behind health wise, because we have to understand that some of this stuff that's being grown is not healthy for us. We need to grow our own food. I cannot stress that enough. Next year, there's going to be a lot of things that come into play that we're not paying attention to. We worried about the next car, the next handbag, the next
Hmm.
pair of this, the next pair of that. Grow you a pair of tomatoes, grow yourself some food,
Hmm.
because it may come a time where you might not even be able to get nothing out the grocery store.
Yeah. Potatoes and all that.
That's right. Potatoes, you can make french fries, you can make
Yep.
mashed potatoes, all kind of stuff.
Yep. That's
You
what
can
that's I'm
bread.
really excited. That's what I'm one of the things I'm excited about
Yeah.
growing is some potatoes. So
Yeah, you can even make bread with potatoes. Potatoes.
yeah.
But
Yep.
January is coming. Y'all need to grow your own food.
Hmm.
You still have dominion over that. While you still have a right to grow your own food,
Yep.
you need to grow it,
And
because
that's the
there's
key
something.
word, right? Why
Yeah,
you have a right to still grow
right.
it.
There's a lot of things that are being taken out
Mm.
of society and away from society. And agriculture will be one of those things one day. But we have to be equipped, and we have to get our children equipped and our children's children equipped.
Yeah. Yeah, we gotta break the cycle. Um what was one of the first things that you grew?
Sunflowers.
Really?
I went to bed and I say, okay, Lord, what do I need to grow? And I dreamed about sunflowers. And I looked it up because I was like, okay, why am I dreaming about sunflowers? And so when I looked it up, what sunflowers do, it naturally cleans the metal deposit out of the ground. Like
Mm,
all the impurities in the ground, it just sucks it up and purifies the dirt. And
mm.
so the first thing we grew was sunflowers, and we grew 200 of them. And when I told my husband and my kids, I said, we're going to plant 200 sunflowers, they was like, oh my God, why? They were like, Mama, you tripping. Got to do it. We
Yeah.
got to do it. And
Sunflowers, huh?
yeah, we did them. And when they started opening up, they were excited. They was like, "Oh, we did all of this." And at
I
the
might have
time, my
to do
son was
that.
in elementary when we did it, and he was so amazed. We 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 had nothing but sunflower seeds and dirt, and
Hmm.
on that land that we have right now, we grew sunflowers, and that
Man,
purified the ground for us.
I might have to plant me some sunflowers though.
They're
See, I
very
didn't I didn't I didn't know about that purifying the ground and all that. So
Yes, they're very easy. You can also roast the sunflowers. It's very medicinal.
okay.
So there's a lot. There's a lot you can learn from sunflowers, and it don't take a lot of water to water them. Once they start growing, they're acclimated on their own, and they're self sufficient. So they're beautiful and they're easy to grow.
Okay. And how tall they get? They get pretty tall, huh?
They can get up to 7 feet tall,
Okay.
and like some of the heads on them can get as big as your face.
Yeah, I might have to. I'm gonna have to plant me some sunflowers. I didn't think
Yes.
about that.
Yes, and you can actually, once you grow a sunflower, you can actually feel the life in them. It's like you looking at something that's alive.
Hmm.
You when you grow it, you're gonna see what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like you can actually feel the energy that it gets from the sun, and I'm not making this up. You will see.
Now, if somebody want to get some seeds or anything, where would you suggest? Should they just go to Home Depot, Lowe's, or something like that
No,
and grab seeds?
there's a place in Winnie. Oh my God, I don't know the name of this place, but
What is
there's
that
a
place?
there's a seed place in Winnie. I'll have to get the name to you. And it's like a candy store. You know how you go to old school candy store and they got all
Hmm.
these glass jars and
Yep.
all seeds, and you take the shovel and put the seeds in the bag.
Yep.
That is the best place to go in Winnie. Well, one of my favorite places to go to. And you can stay there and just go down the aisles and pick out all the seeds that you want. It's a feed store also, but I
Okay.
can't think of the name of the place. But that's where I like to go. I kind of feel like the seeds at some of these other places are overpriced
Hmm.
because they try to price gouge you with seeds because they trying to make money.
Yeah.
You have to understand that selling seeds and selling plants is like one of the these people make billions on selling us dirt and seeds, stuff that's supposed to be free.
Yeah. It's definitely dirt and stuff. When you
It's
go buy the dirt and it's like $10 a bag and all
It's
that.
$1 billion industry.
Yes.
So if the seed say is $3.99, that does not mean that's the best seed to get.
Yeah.
Less is more when you're buying seeds. Or if
Hmm.
you can get seeds from somebody you know, that's what I would do. Or if
Okay.
you can find a cantaloupe in a store that's fairly decent
Hmm.
and it got a lot of seeds, scoop all those seeds out the cantaloupe and save it and plant them for the next year.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely need to see. I definitely need to know this feed store so I could go and
I will send the information to you, but it's in Winnie. It's in Winnie, Texas, and it's not that far from here.
yeah.
That you would be amazed at that place, and the people are really helpful in there. Super helpful.
Yeah, because I was looking at I was in Lowe's. I was getting something, and I seen this lady looking at the little spot where the seeds was, and I was like,
I,
I
right
thought about it. I was like, nah, I'm
now,
going.
you gonna spend $50 on seeds up in there. $50, and never when you're buying plants. that are in the nursery, never buy nothing that's out of season, because they will sell you some stuff that's out of season.
Yeah.
Make sure you look in your farmer's almanac or look on your phone and see, okay, is this in season? If it's not in season and it's a plant that's in a nursery pot, don't buy it, because it may not make it through the season that you're trying to plant it in.
Yeah. That's one
You
thing that
gotta.
I just recently bought is a farmer's almanac. I think I don't think I think it's supposed to come like in for some reason they say it's supposed to come in November, I think, for 2026 or something or
I,
whatever.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I would have to check and see. But a farmer's almanac is a wealth of information. Like, it has so much information. It talks about the new moon, the blue moon, the half moon, the side moon,
Ooh, yeah.
everything. So it takes time to master a farmer's almanac. And so, what I would say to someone that wants to go out and plant tomorrow,
Yeah.
you can do mustard greens, collard greens. You can do broccoli. Really, I'm waiting until the second week in September to plant my stuff, because I want the atmosphere to be a little bit cooler,
Yeah.
which you have to have the soil has to be a certain temperature for your plant, for your seed to germinate. But in order for mustard greens and collard greens and cabbage and broccoli and cauliflower and all that to thrive, it has to thrive in cold air, in cool air.
Hmm.
That's how it grows. It loves the cool air. So anybody that's wanting to plant, those are the things that's coming in season in fall, and pumpkins and stuff. And you still have a little time to plant sunflowers. You
Okay.
have a little bit of time to plant a few sunflowers.
Yeah, and you know what? I didn't know that. Well, I looked and I seen like, as far as planting like collard greens and stuff like that. And cuz I tried it like in before I knew it, I tried it in like last month and it
Mhm.
didn't grow, it didn't grow.
Yeah,
So, and I realized that it had to be, like the dirt had to be cooler and all that. And so like I just started like earlier this week, like I was telling you earlier, like planting it.
right.
And when I seen it grow in the window, I was like, okay, all right, it grow it's growing and stuff. So, but I do understand that it is still a little early. I really
Hmm.
kind of want to move them in the house because
Yeah,
the house it stays kind of cold in our house. It stays like 70 something. So I'm
yeah.
thinking about just bringing it in the house and just having
You
it on.
can, you can, you can. And I would say this to you. Uh, like, start researching microgreens, because you can make like $1,000 a week on microgreens, like selling microgreens. There's a,
Microgreens. Okay.
there's a whole nother world of microgreens, and you can sell them to all the local restaurants here. And it would be legal. Like, you could start a little trailer with some cool air in it
Hmm.
and sell microgreens, because microgreens grow in like 3 days.
I never heard of that microgreen. I just wrote it down so I could do a little research on it.
Oh yeah, there's so many different types of microgreens that you can taste and eat. You can do broccoli, cabbage, all kind of different types of microgreens, arugula, all kind of microgreens. All microgreens are is the baby plant, and you
Okay.
eat it at its soft and tender stage while it's still a baby. But you grow
Okay.
a whole bunch at one time. But you can make up to $1,000 on microgreens. I just don't have time to do it. I
Yeah.
plan on doing it one day though.
Yeah.
I
Okay. I'm gonna have
Yeah.
to research that and check it out. So for somebody starting a garden, if well somebody just getting out the fall is approaching, you would suggest that they just start with some mustard greens and
Yes.
broccoli and all that and stuff.
Ye-
So
Yes. And when you're putting it in the ground, the seeds are too so tiny. Like, people say, you have faith of a mustard seed, because they are really small. You just sprinkle them down. Or
hmm
if you want to put them in a salt and pepper shaker, if you can find one with big enough holes, just
hmm
sprinkle it on the ground and do it
yeah,
that
that's a
way.
good
But
idea.
they're real tiny.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I never thought about that. But I,
Mm,
I think I talking to you, I think that's what I'm gonna do tonight as far as just bring um my mustard greens and all that. I think I'm gonna bring it inside, but since it's kind of germinating and it is
hmm
sprouted now, I don't know if it's good since it already sprouted. If it's good being in the garage because it still gets kind of hot.
I would bring it in the house because once that little bitty plant starts peeking out, it
Hmm.
needs cool air to sustain it. And then there's like tiny microscopic bugs that thrive in the heat, and they will eat up your mustard greens in like 24 hours. And
Yeah,
so,
that's
yeah,
one of the things I wanted to ask you about too, as far as like dealing with pests for particular, because each each plant uh is a different pest that likes that plant, right?
right.
So you got to know what do you have a assortment of different things to kill as far as the plant, or do you have one thing that you kind of just spray or
Just one
sprinkle
thing,
around?
like you could use neem oil. You could use Dawn dishwashing liquid.
Mm,
Uh, back when when older people, my family would garden, they would use Seven Dust, but I don't use Seven Dust because it's more toxic than it was back then.
yeah.
So it's kind of like putting Ajax on your plant. So I don't use it. But you can use Dawn dishwashing liquid, just spray it on it to kind of get rid of the aphids. Aphids are those little tiny black looking they're not microscopic because you can see them. They look like little pieces of black pepper,
Okay.
but they will get all over your okra. And on some of your plants,
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
yeah, the little black ones.
Yeah.
On some of your plants, you can also spray peroxide with a little bit of water and vinegar, and
Okay.
that'll stop them. But what the neem oil does is it makes the bugs slide off of
Okay. Nemo, you
it.
can get that. Can you can order that online? I don't know if do they sell that at
You
the
can,
store?
you can, or you could use castor oil soap. You get that from Walmart. You get that from Walgreens, any store.
The Nemo also?
Yes, they
Okay.
should do that. If not, you can order it online.
Yeah,
But
I think I'm gonna order some after the show online and have that. But I definitely know about like the little black bugs as far as
mm,
on the okra and
mm.
stuff and
So, can you imagine a farmer that has 2,000 acres of land that's
mhm.
growing okra and they can't control it? So, what do? Spray pesticides on it.
Yeah, yeah. I think one of my mistakes is when I started, I want the like I just had like my raised garden bed, and I think I planted too many things in there. Like I just wanted to grow
Got happy.
that, and I just had too much stuff in there, and I was like, I think I need a little space. I think my plants needed because I had some tomatoes, and the tomatoes wasn't really growing, and
That,
everything else was.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I took the tomatoes out and I put it in its own like planter and then it started growing and I
Mm,
was like, okay, I think and then I also understood that some things are like companion plants, like they kind of
right,
grow good together. So
right. Tomato and basil goes together. That's why people eat
yeah.
tomato and
Eh,
basil. So it goes together. Great companion plant. And basil is good to kill off like mosquitoes, stop mosquitoes from coming around as much.
okay. Yeah, I got some basil. My basil actually doing is doing pretty good to be honest with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's one thing about like that I like about gardening is like it's a lot to learn and but it's a good thing, but you know, as you continue progressing, you learn this, you learn that, you learn certain things from different people and stuff. And what's her name? Iris. She brought you the
Mhm. Yeah.
tomato plants.
She's
Uh,
amazing.
she
She's
is amazing. She when I was talking about getting into it and I got a crate, she um she inboxed me and she said I got some plants if you want to get started and stuff and she gave me a lot of plants for what I had as far as the tomato plants and the cucumbers. Like
yeah.
that all came from her. She gave me some pumpkin plants too.
Wow.
Uh, but like you and her really kind of catapulted me to like to where I'm at because I got the inspiration and I got the okra seeds from you and she gave me like you know as far as starter plants like tomatoes and bell peppers and cucumbers and stuff like that. So I got that from her and stuff. So like y'all two like seeing y'all when I seen y'all two like on a post I was like okay this
Better yet, but I will here pretty soon.
yeah so like I said, she helped me out. She helped me out big time. She was giving me so much stuff. I was like, okay, I can't, I don't have enough room for all this, so I had to buy like little small little planters to put some of the stuff she gave me. But shout out to Iris though, you know what I'm saying, for
Yeah.
like getting me started and stuff. But before we get out of here, I want you to tell people about the your farmers market again, October the 25th.
Well, we're our goal is to have 22 vendors. We're going to have a few food trucks. We're going to have fresh produce. We're going to have jewelry. We're gonna have like handmade hats, soap, different stuff like that, like a just a real farmers market.
Mm-hmm.
So if you know anybody that wants to participate, we're also looking for more produce, like fresh produce. I don't know what people are gonna have in October, but whatever type of produce somebody has in October, they're welcome. We're also looking for financial people, like if you want to set up a booth to give the community information on how to raise their credit score, how to deal with their finances better. We're looking for stuff like that. We're going to have t-shirts. We are working on getting some of our products snap approved, like EBT approved, because
Mm-hmm.
some people in the community do have the EBT cards. So
Okay.
we want people to be able to enjoy and use those cards as well too. And we're looking for someone that makes homemade jams. We're going to have homemade herbs and different medications and stuff like that as well. So
Okay.
we're excited about that. I know it's going to be a big turnout because the
It is.
community needs it.
I think it is gonna be a big turnout, and to be honest with you, um, I know a few people. I don't know if they had got in contact with you that as far as like the herbs and jams and make their own teas and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So I don't know if they reached out to you yet, but I'm gonna hit them up to see if they did, and if they didn't, I'm gonna have them kind of reach out to you as far as like
We'll be at the library on Monday. Monday coming up, the John Theodore Library at 6 p.m. on Monday, signing up our vendors, and the vendor fee is just $50. It's real cheap.
okay. So I'll get in contact with them and I'll see if they haven't already got in contact with you so we can. Because like I said, you got my support. I'm 100% behind it because you inspired me. So the farmers market thing, like I'm down with it, and I'm just the thing that I love. Like I just want to like the for me starting this year. Like I can't wait to see how I'm gonna be like next year and then the year after that, and just
Yeah, you
growing
gonna be
into.
the big old piece.
Oh, I think somebody calling her. Somebody calling her. Whoever calling her, we almost done. We almost at the finish line, y'all. Whoever calling her, just hold on a few minutes and I'll let you talk to her or whatever. But we almost done. But yes, October the 25th, the farmers market. I will be making. I'm posting it constantly, weekly.
No,
Hello. Hey. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
Nah, it's okay.
Can you hear?
It went black, but it's all good though.
Yeah, I was saying I'm waiting to see the picture of you holding up a big old piece of cabbage, like a
I
cabbage
wanna. That's what I want.
on the stove, EJ. Yeah.
That's my goal. I can't wait to hold up a cabbage or a green and all that. I want that feeling. Like when I seen you, I said I want that. That's what I want.
Yeah,
And
you
like I said, and really, I want to like give it to somebody. Like even though
oh,
I want to eat it too, but it would just make my world just to give it to somebody
and
that
with
just
cabbage, you're supposed to eat the whole thing except for the core, you know.
yeah. Uh-huh.
Make sure you eat the outer leaves as well. And then whatever is left over, we normally just feed it to our chickens because we have chickens too.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can have chickens in my neighborhood, but
Uh,
I thought about that though.
you can have chickens, but you can't have a rooster.
Okay, okay,
Because
okay,
there's also information on chickens where you can have chickens in the community, but we're not supposed to have roosters in the urban areas. We can have
okay,
outskirts.
okay. I might have to see about getting a chicken. See if the wife let me get a couple
Yeah,
chickens.
you would have to have hens. You'd have to have hens and not a rooster.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna have to check that out. I'm gonna pop the question on and see what do you think about if I get a couple
Just
chickens? She
get,
gonna be like, what?
just get you three or two or three, because they like to be in a bunch. So
Okay.
two or yeah.
I'm pretty sure my dog will love that going out there messing with the chickens and stuff. So
But you gotta watch the dog, because sometimes dogs will eat them.
I got a little small dog.
Okay.
I got a little small little house dog. He think he a little lion, but he 10 pounds and stuff.
Yeah.
So he
Yeah.
chickens gonna be bigger than him. But
Oh,
I appreciate you coming on, and
yes, sir.
like I said, I probably might hit you up again before the farmers market so we can kind of promote it and
Okay.
saying let people know like hey,
Okay.
this week is the time and stuff. But I thank you for coming on, and I appreciate you for inspiring me to go through this journey as far as gardening and
I appreciate
progressing through
you.
all that.
Yeah, I appreciate you taking the time to actually listen and
No doubt.
go out and do it yourself.
Yeah, so like I said, like when I'm gonna hit you up for questions and ask you stuff about like what to do on this and do on that, and so you'll definitely hear from me a lot.
Yes, sir.
All
Call in.
right, so I thank you for coming on.
All right. Thank you.
I appreciate you.
Okay.
All right, y'all. So look, that was EP 193 featuring Chef Delilah Johnson. Man, she is the person who inspired me. She inspired me to get out there and garden and grow my own stuff. And if y'all want to say have a green thumb, um, yeah, she inspired me just seeing her videos and her pictures and holding like a big ass green and lettuce and stuff like that. And I was like, man, I want to grow that. Like, I want to grow that for my family, or I want to grow that for somebody that like that want to eat that or whatever. Like with carrots, I got some seeds to grow carrots. I don't eat carrots necessarily, but if somebody eats carrots or whatever, I don't mind giving it. And that's the thing that I like about as far as gardening. Like at first, I was like, man, I'm just gonna grow stuff that I only want to eat. Like tomatoes. Like I don't eat tomatoes. I don't eat cucumbers. I was like, I'm not gonna grow stuff that I don't want to eat. But there's other people out there that like that, and what I'm saying, like helping people. Like everything is getting expensive, so if I could help somebody save some money from buying cucumbers or tomatoes and stuff like that I grown, then I'm cool with that or whatever. So like we was talking about, man, anybody that's inspired to start their own gardening, or just get a just get a planter, man. Just get a pot, get some dirt, get you some seeds, and just start from there, man. Sometimes you got to start from like the bottom, like just like when I started this podcast, man. I didn't have this camera, I didn't have these headphones, I didn't have this microphone, I didn't have the sign in the back. Like I started with me and a couple of my friends, and we had uh one little microphone between us three, and we had like a little tablet or something. It was a tablet and a microphone, and it was three of us, and we started like that, and then eventually, growth, and then I got all this. So sometimes you got to start from the very beginning. So if you thinking about like starting a garden or just growing anything in general, man, just get you a pot, get you some dirt, get you some seeds, and just go from there. And do you some research. Jump on YouTube, jump on TikTok, and do your research, because it's 1,000 videos on both of those platforms that will tell you and that will help you grow what you want to grow. If it's tomatoes, it's 1,000 videos on TikTok and YouTube telling you and helping you how to grow tomatoes out of a pot. Like it's simple nowadays. Social media made it simple for you to do something like that or whatever. Or you can hit up Chef Delilah Johnson. You can hit her up on Facebook, and you can inbox her, or go on her page, and you can ask her a question. I'm pretty sure she will help you um, with all the details of what you're trying to grow. Um, I started with a raised garden bed. You don't have to start like that. You can have yours in the ground. You know, it's all what you want to do or whatever. So I was excited to have her on the show because she inspired me. That's my OG as far as gardening. As far as gardening, she's the OG. She inspired me. There's a few more people that inspired me. Shout out to Iris. She helped me with a lot of things, a lot of plants that I had, cucumbers and tomatoes and stuff. I got it from her. But that's how it is, though. You know, one day when somebody else wants to get into it, then I will give them seeds and plants for them to grow and do their thing with. You know what I'm saying? So, somebody was just passing it down to me, and when the time comes for you or whoever else, I will pass it down to you because I have seeds, I have plants, and you know what I'm saying? I could pass it down to you for you to pass it down to somebody else. But I was very excited on this show. Next week, we got my boy David Hicks, man, a comedian, funny white boy. I don't want to use the white boy or whatever. But he does his shows and he says white boy. He like, you know. So I'm just using what he says. But he funny. I've been seeing him as far as on social media, but when we had the Southeast Texas um awards, um when we had the Southeast Texas Visionary Awards. Sorry, I've been sipping a little bit. But when we had the Southeast Texas Visionary Awards, he was the host. And he was funny. Like he he was funny, man. He was a great host. You know what I'm saying? So if you need any hosting events or whatever, holla at David Hicks. And he's gonna be in studio. Hold on, let me see if I got the right thing. Let me see if I can hit the right. Nope, that's not it. Yes, that's it right there. He's gonna be in studio for sure. He's gonna be in studio. He's gonna be sitting. He's gonna be sitting right there. He's gonna be sitting right there in that seat. So yeah, man. Um, the kickback, we will be having in studio guests. I ain't gonna say everybody that's gonna be on here is gonna be in studio guests, okay? Because it's a process. It's a process. It's a background check that I gotta see before you come sit right here. We can do online all day. We could do all lines. I could send you the link all day. But to sit in that seat and look, to be honest with you, I could have had Chef Delilah. She could have been sitting right there too. But I just hooked it. I just got everything situated for, you know what I'm saying, this to happen as far as the camera, microphone, all that and whatever. So I just got everything situated. So, you know what I'm saying, shout out to Chef Delilah, who was just on the show. She could have been sitting right there too. But David Hicks, he's gonna be sitting right here. But let me go back. Like as far as the background checks and everything, everybody can't sit right there. So don't get disappointed if you can't sit right there. Okay, it's all good. But I appreciate everybody for tapping into the show. EP 193. We on the road to 200. We on the road to 200. And like I said, next week y'all tap in, share the show. Y'all be safe this weekend. Y'all continue to grind it out, continue to chase your dreams, continue to chase your goals, continue being positive, continue being an inspiration to somebody. Never quit. All right, never quit on your goals and your dreams. Just keep living, man, and surround yourself with some positive people that's grinding, that's doing what you doing. Leave the negativity alone, man. We trying to grow. We trying to have a great life, man. Leave that negativity, leave all that drama, that trouble, leave it behind you, bro. If you have people in your circle of friends that's always in drama, that's always just causing a ruckus, man, kind of push them to the side, man, because that's gonna hold you back. All right, it's gonna hold you back. All right, man. So, like I said, I'll see y'all next Friday. I love y'all. Y'all be safe. Continue chasing your goals and dreams. And we'll speak again. I'm a holla.